Whoa, Lucy's falling over. Welcome to Lockdown Conversations. Woo! That's right.
Lockdown
it's a new lockdown.
Number 3.
It's a new year, and we're back. We're back in lockdown.
New year, new lockdown.
New year, new lockdown. If you don't know me, my name is Andy. I'm the drummer in Amongst Wolves. I'm joined today by Lucy. Lucy, tell us who you are.
So my name is Lucy, and I work in the department with all the bands. So if you've ever been to a hire tour, I've been involved in organising that.
So Lucy, it's a brand new year, and we're already in a new lockdown. It's not like the greatest start to New Year. So what do you
mean? It's the way I wanted to go into 2021.
So I love my year starting lockdown. In a normal year where there's not a pandemic, would you usually like make resolutions, or would you try and change yourself? What's your thoughts on that?
I think when I was like 13, 14, I definitely was into the resolutions.
Yeah.
You know, you'd like write them down in your diary, you chat to like your friends about them, and then you probably forget about them by like mid-Jan.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say in the past few years I've made resolutions. I don't know, I've never really done that.
I think for me, I don't really understand why you need to wait for a
really
new year. Whoa,
icy.
That's icy, whoa. Oh, that's
so icy.
So icy. So for me, I never really made New Year's resolutions because people always just assumed I would.
Yeah.
They always said, oh, what resolutions have you made? And I was like, well, I've not made any, thanks. I never understood why I had to wait until a new year to try and make any improvements on myself.
Yeah.
So I just never did.
It's like save up all your reflections on yourself in January.
Yeah.
You can't change anything until January.
Yeah, because January is quite a blue month as it is already, so why focus on trying to change yourself in that exact moment? So I guess for me, I never really understood it. So my next question is why do you think we feel the need to constantly reevaluate and change ourselves, and what do you think are the most common things people will want to change about themselves?
Oh, that's a good question. I think a lot of it is to do with like kind of what we all think we need to be. Like, I think, you know, we can't blame all of it on social media, but I do think like social media and society have this like created this sort of like ideal, you know, person and like what they look like, what they're like, and you know, I think a lot of us want to kind of be better than we are and change who we are to become what we think we need to be. I think like New Year, you know, they say that all these like new diet campaigns come out in January, and they kind of, the media like targets all these things at us to make us feel even more like we need to change in January.
Yeah.
I just think it's a time where like made to feel like we need to be better in whatever way that might be, whether it be like appearance or ability.
I always find I don't mind people wanting to improve themselves or better themselves, but it's the motivation as to why they want to do that annoys me. Like, if they want to get better at a new skill, fantastic. If they want to lose a little weight, that's fine, that's healthy. But if it's because they feel insecure, or because they don't know, or they just don't love themselves, that's when I've got a problem with it, because, whoa, Lucy's falling over. There's a dog. There's a dog. There's a dog.
How are you walking normally?
I have ice skates for feet. Yeah, the issue I have with resolutions is that people want to improve because they're not happy with who they are, because they don't know that they're valued. Even if they don't change, they don't know that there is a plan and purpose for their life, whether they want it or not. I've just always struggled with that thought, that people aren't happy with how they look or how they appear. Yeah. And therefore they don't love themselves, whereas I think we should all love ourselves. And if we see ways we can improve as a person, by all means then go for it. But if it's because you're not happy with yourself, then I think you need to change your mindset. Yeah, I think you're right. I think, like, you know, it's this whole saying that we're talking about, like the new year, new me. Yeah. And like my question to that would be like, what's wrong with like the old you or me? Yeah. Like, why do we need to be new? Like, why do we need to change everything, you know, about ourselves in January? Yeah. Sorry, it's really icy. It's really icy again. You think I would have chosen a better path, but we just walked in a circle back to the icy path. There you go. I also think, in terms of being a Christian, like, yes, we should always try and be better in the same way Jesus was the best. He was perfect, and so we've got to be like him. But I think that's not just a once a year, let's look at ourselves now. Yeah. That's like an everyday thing where we wake up every day and we think, today I'm going to be like Jesus. If that means I need to be less selfish, let's work on that. If that means I need to have more self-control, let's work on that. If that means I need to be patient, if that means I need to be kind, if that means I need to, I don't know, just go out and feed the poor today, then
Yeah.
that's what it looks like, and that's in every single minute of every single day thing. I don't think we should only evaluate ourselves once a year, because if I was to evaluate myself once a year, I'd be constantly evaluating until that same point the next year, because there's so much I want to change and so much I want to be more like Jesus in.
Yeah.
So one of my favourite verses in the Bible says, it's in a book called Philippians, and it says, I'm confident that he who began a good work in you will see it through to completion on the day of Jesus Christ, which means right now you're not going to be perfect, and that's okay. God knows that, and Jesus died for you knowing you're still going to make mistakes, knowing you're still going to mess up a couple times, and that's fine, but he will keep growing us and keep getting us better, so that one day when he comes back, we will be perfect and made perfect with him. And usually that's the hope I take at New Year, is that it's another year to try and work on myself and get better and more like Jesus. So that's me. Thank you for joining me on today's Lockdown Conversation Walk, Lucy.
You are very welcome. It's been a pleasure, apart from the ice.
Apart from the ice and us almost slipping.
Hope you have a great week, guys.
Yeah, have a great week, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.